Good evening to all. This presentation is very important presentation, and Department of Animal Husbandry has taken the particular steps to enlighten the feed manufacturers as well as feed distributors and sellers, all these people. But today we completed the training regarding Feed Act to the VAs and AHA, para-veterinarians, and all the staff except joint directors and deputy directors. Regarding this Feed Act, all the stakeholders has to be particularly feed manufacturers has to be trained. So this training pertaining to this training, Dr. Amarendra Kumar sir, Director of Animal Husbandry, and Deputy National Director Smile, Vishakhapatnam, and today's presenter S. Kiran Kumar, very eager to give the training to feed manufacturers and stockists and distributors. And so in this regard, that I am giving this presentation or training to the stockists and all manufacturers. Okay, Dr. S. Kiran Kumar, VAS, RAHPC, Vishakhapatnam will give you a presentation on this lecture. Okay, Kiran.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, one and all. Thank you very much, sir, Dr. Srinivas Reddy, sir. In this regard, I'm very happy to present Animal Feed Act of Andhra Pradesh 2020. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Amarendra Kumar, sir, Director of Animal Husbandry, and Dr. Swai Simhachalam Garu, Additional Director, Smile Vishakhapatnam, for giving this opportunity to present you this Andhra Pradesh Animal Feed Act 2020. So before going to this Animal Feed Act 2020, first of all, I would like to tell that our India and Andhra Pradesh is dairy farming, not only dairy farming but also agricultural based states and country. For every dairy producing state or country needs good quality of feed, good quality of fodder for feeding their livestock. As we know that these animal products, whether it is milk, meat or egg, they have the major role in human health. And the animals' health also majorly depend on their nutrition, which we provide daily. So the feed plays a very major role in animal health, not only in production but also in reproduction. So in this context, there is each and every people have the responsibility to feed the animal in a healthier manner. So we thought that the farmer who reared the animal. So in this context, I would like to emphasize that the responsibility. Generally, we thought that the farmer has the full responsibility who is feeding their animals. If it is the milk is poor, like the egg is poor, like the meat is poor, we just blame on the farmer because he is not feeding the animals well and something like that. But it is not the responsibility of the farmer, but also responsibility of the animal husbandry staff and animal husbandry veterinarians and the feed who are supplying the feed supply and who are the manufacturing the feed manufacturers and the stockists, and everybody held the same responsibility. Hence, as a public health importance, this Animal Feed Act is very essential. So now we go to the actual class. So what is this Animal Feed Act? So this is an act which provide a mechanism to give something, to give better for the society. That is AP Animal Feed Act. This is the Feed Act. This was come from the Extraordinary Issue Act number 37 from dated 18 December 2020. So main motto is to regulate and supervise the manufacture and quality control of the feed supplied and the distribution and sale of animal feed in the state of Andhra Pradesh. So we're going very smoothly or continuously, or any problems is there, how we can regulate and how we can supervise the manufacturer, and how we are supposed to check the quality control measures like that, and to provide for the matters connected there here with the incidental there too. So not only for the quality control, not only for the manufacturer, there are not only these things, but also there are so many issues are there. So this feed act regulates and controls and provides the valuable information about what it is going for the best feed we are giving to the animals. So this Animal Feed Act, these rules are called the Andhra Pradesh Animal Feed Manufacture and Quality Control Sale and Distribution Rules 2021, and this rules was mainly extended to the whole of state of Andhra Pradesh. This was coming to the force from the date of the publication in the official gazette, that is 28th December 2020. Actually, now we are under the training program, so government mainly emphasize to train the all the stakeholders in the state, all the implementing holders and animal husbandry staff, right from the joint direct to the utmost animal husband assistant level. So if we train things, maybe the feed act come, actually the feed act come into the picture from the, I guess, from July 2021. So before this is the preparatory training program. So in this Animal Feed Act, if we understand this Animal Feed Act, there are 10 chapters and 1050 sections are there in this act. So what are the chapters? What are the chapters in the Animal Feed Act? There are nearly 10 chapters, right from the preliminary measures and to the miscellaneous measures. So what is this preliminary chapter? In this preliminary chapter, we are going to discuss about the definitions of the terms which were used in this AP Animal Feed Act. So different definitions are there. What is mixed ration? What is TMR? What is animal? Who is animal feed inspector? What is referral laboratory? What is expert committee? What is core committee? What is licensing authority? What is controlling authority? And what is endorsement, like that? There are so many terms are there. And second chapter is controlling and licensing authority and animal feed control committee. So there are the apex committee will be formed to make a smooth functioning of this Animal Feed Act, that is Animal Feed Control Committee. We will discuss in this chapter number 2, and minimum standards and expert committee. So further, there is if we want to know the deviations in any feed, first we have to discuss about the normal thing, that is standard thing. So what is minimum standards and what is expert committee? And fourth chapter we are going to discuss is packing, marking, and labeling. And fifth one is regulation of sale, how to regulate the sale, how they're importing, how the sale will be regulated. And sixth one is feed sample analytical laboratories and reports. And seventh one is imports, how importing will be done. Is there any quality check as there? Is there any check measures are there, like that? And eighth one is offenses and penalties. If there are any deviations from this Animal Feed Act, what are the offenses and penalties, which is the very most important and crucial thing in this Animal Feed Act 2020. And the ninth one is appeal. If there is any miss was done, so how can the stockist or distributor or feed manufacturer appeal the government of Andhra Pradesh? How he can overcome the situation, that is called appeal. And 10th one is miscellaneous. Okay, so now we will going deep into this Animal Feed Act. First is Animal Feed chapter 1, as told already that chapter 1 includes the definitions. So in this definitions, so just what is the important things we are discussing now. First, we will discover what is different type of meals which we are feeding to the animals. First one is calf starter meal. So calf starter meal is the feeding. We are feeding the cows from the, if we feed the cows from the age of approximately 8 weeks up to 26 weeks, that is called as calf starter meal. And from 26th weeks to approximately 118 weeks, the feed which we are giving to the calf, that is called as calf growth meal. So compound cattle feed. The compound cattle feed means the feed which we feed the cattle or buffalo from the age of approximately above 118 weeks, that is called as compound cattle feed. So what is premixed feed? What is formulated compound feed? So pellets or crumbles from the balance from various nutrients as per the Bureau of Indian Standards laid down had different specifications. So these specifications intended for the feeding of both livestock and pet animals and poultry. Those are all called as premixed formulated compound feeds, because there are the different gestation production animals are there, and productive animals are there, and pregnant animals are there. So for those all animals, we are giving different formulations. Those are all called as formulated compound feed. And what is proprietary feed? So proprietary feed is the feed which developed through research and development efforts, which include bypass protein, bypass fat, urea molasses blocks, and liquid feed, mineral salt bricks, and other all rough fodder blocks, and feed additives and mineral mixture, all they come under proprietary feed, because these have some research and development. So if we give the mineral mixture, how the milk production will grow? If we give the bypass protein, what will happen? If we give the bypass feed, bypass fat, if the fat develops in the milk or not? How the urea molasses block, like that, like this is called as proprietary feed. And third, and the next one is animal feed inspector. So animal feed inspector means any officer of the animal husbandry department who is designated as animal feed inspector by the controlling authority at the field level. So he is the main officer held responsible for the any inspections, any checkups, quality control checks in the field level. It is done by the animal feed inspector. And what is animal feed analysis? So animal feed analysis means this is the whole procedures of the feed analysis is meant to verify the moisture level, crude protein level, and crude fiber level, acid insoluble ash, gross energy, amino acids, and other parameters of the animal feed sample. That is wholly told, that is animal feed sample analysis. And the person who done the animal feed analysis is known as animal feed analyst. So what is animal feed analytical laboratory? It's the laboratory notified for the purpose of completely analyzing the samples of the animal feed is called as animal feed analytical laboratory. And the person who does the animal feed business in manufacturing, dealership, distribution, sale, and other activities, that is called as the animal feed business. The person, the complete operations are called as the animal feed animal. It's showing something a spell mistake. Animal feed business operations, and the person who accompanies and carrying out of all the activities is called as the animal feed business operator. And we generally came across some terminology, that is total mixed ration, TMR. What is compound feed, like that? As we know already, total mixed ration means a nutritionally adequate for the it is a nutritionally adequate feed which is used for the animals, prepared using the ground roughages, concentrate feed ingredients, and sometimes dried green fodders in suitable combination, and it is a completely mixed in a block forms or mash forms, or sometimes we will use the pellet form also. TMR generally it is referring from the our government also to the farmers to enhance the milk production by adequate feeding. And the compound feed intends any feed of animals which includes the poultry compound feed, as many prescribed for the especially for the broilers, layers, any based on their age, and also for the livestock for the growth, production, and reproductive. So different parameters were there. So already it was told earlier that is called as compound feed. And what is adulterated feed? And we know that adulteration means something mixing, something which changes it in its natural phenomena, natural preparation, natural property, which change the natural property, that is called adulteration. So adulteration means in relation to the feed stuff and the compound feed, addition of an impure, cheap and unnecessary ingredient to cheat or cheapen a preparation. So it is just to reduce the cost of the production at the productivity level, adulteration will done. It is showing the same thing as the natural product is showing, but the product which was used in preparation of the product, that will be changed. That is called as impure addition or any cheap products, because it's just cut downing from it is used for the cut down the cost of production. And if we use any dye or coloring agent to impart a certain color, people are very much fond of colors and taste. So for caching all the things, some dye or coloring agent will done. It is also called adulteration. And because of the adulteration, it will not up to the standards. Sometimes the feed may be spoiled, sometimes fungus infested, and most important, it may be harmful for the animals. For the animals. So adulteration is prohibited. That is called adulteration. And next one is Animal Feed Control Committee. This Animal Feed Control Committee is an apex committee which was constituted by the government of Andhra Pradesh for the act for assisting the controlling authority in all the matters relating to the administration of this Animal Feed Act in the state. And who is the authorized agent? What is cake? What is customer formula feed? What is company? So the authorized agent means any person involved in the sale of animal feed under an agreement or contract with the manufacturers or dealer is called as authorized agent. And the cake means it's the residual mass obtained from the pressing of oil seeds or fish meal or meat meal after extraction of the oil. This is called as cake. And sometimes customer formula feed we will sometimes we will hear this word customer formula feed. Based on the customer choice, the feed which was designed, that is called as customer formula feed. And the company means it is defined in the Companies Act 2013. And what is court? Court is not less than a court of judicial magistrate of the first class in the state of Andhra Pradesh. And what is controlling authority? The controlling authority means it is an apex committee or an officer who is responsible for the overall enforcement of this act in the regulating the Animal Feed Act in the state of Andhra Pradesh. And what is expert committee? As I told earlier, so there is expert committee is there, controlling authority is there, and some other terminology. So what is expert committee? So expert committee means it is a committee of experts picked up from the eminent different organizations, different universities, right from the national universities like Indian Council of Agriculture Research Institutions or state agriculture institutions or feed industries and office of the government department, universities, nutritionists, all they come into the one platform, that is expert committee. And what is license? So license, it is given the section number 8 in favor of the person or in a company or a firm for carrying out of the animal feed business operations. So that is called as license. It is given under section number 8, and licensing means who the person who take a license for granting for the manufacturing of the feed business, processing or premixing animal feed and mineral mixture, that is called a licensee. And licensing authority means the officer who is empowered to grant licenses to animal feed business operations in this act. This is called as a licensing authority. And we know manufacturer means the person who engaged in the preparation of any animal feed or a mineral mixture. They simply known as animal manufacturer. He's a very crucial role in our animal feed industry. And what is pellet? What is prescribed? What is registered license authority? So pellet means it's an agglomerated feeds formed by the compacting and forcing through dry openings by a mechanical process. That is called as pellet. So pellet reduce the sometimes cost of production, sometimes improves the milk, and sometimes reduce the wastage, sometimes reduce the space. That is called as pellet. And what is registering licensing authority? The person who is appointed by the state government by notification to exercise powers and perform the functions of all the licensing process under this act. That is called as registering or licensing authority. So registering certificate means after the licensing application was given by the some customer from farmer, the government taken into the action and given some authentication to process their farm or process that business is called as, that is given in the form of registration certificate. And what is referral laboratory, and what is standard animal feed, what is misbranding, what is notification. So notification means simply it is then published in the animal Andhra Pradesh Gazette, and the word notified shall be construed accordingly. And what is referral laboratory? So there are different laboratories are there for the chemical analysis of the drugs or etc. For the in this referral laboratory means the laboratory which is used for the analyzing the feed samples are called as referral laboratory. And what is standard animal feed? That means animal feed and mineral mixture complying all the standards of the MSP, which was we will deal later. What the complete standards, that is called as standard animal feed. And misbranding means misuse of registered trade name. There is different for trade name for the different product. If anybody misuses the trade name, that is called as misbranding. So there are different terminology we dealt in this chapter number 1, and now we will go to the chapter number 2, which majorly emphasis on the controlling authority and licensing authority and animal feed control committee. So now just we will look into this act. So what is controlling authority? In this animal feed act, the controlling authority, the controlling authority is the apex officer in our department, that is Director of Animal Husbandry, and the licensing authority is the concerned district collector or joint director of the animal husbandry or any officer employed by the controlling authority. But majorly this animal feed act, which was dealt mainly for in this animal feed business, hence mainly the joint director of animal husbandry will take this role. And what is registering licensing authority or animal feed inspector? So this registered licensing authority and animal feed inspector is the officer at the field level to implement this animal feed act. And we'll see that what are the state level controlling authority, quality control committee, expert committee are there in the state levels. At district level, there is licensing authority and accreditation committee will be there. At the field level, animal feed inspector is there, veterinary assistant surgeon or assistant director will play a role as the animal feed inspector who regulates the entire activity at the field level. Okay, so before going to the rules and regulations, first we will do the licensing authority. Licensing authority, we'll found that the licensing authority was at the district levels and it was decentralized entire the state. So what's the role of licensing authority in this animal feed act? So first and important point is licensing authority has a power to question, to retrieve information from any authorized, from any manufacturer, from any dealer, from any stockist, from any mineral mixture supplementer, any person regarding the sale, distribution of animal feed. He can question them, he can retrieve information them, and he will take information from them. This is the first power. And second power is, and this person has every right to inspect, to visually check all the manufactured units or stock points and dealing points, any animals, other exhibit the feed which are exhibit for the sale at any time during the business hours with a view to satisfy himself. So that is inspecting. And third important point is he has every right to seize or detain any item which was out of the box, because all these regulations are in a measured up in a small box that is called as Animal Feed Act. If this the products which was prepared out of the box, so overcoming the rules and regulations of the Animal Feed Act, at the time the third power will come. that he has every right to seize and detain them. And this person has all the necessary facilities to registering a licensing authority. This officer has for the purpose of the enabling the registering authority to exercise the powers. He has every power. He should be bound to this act for implementing the powers. And until unless he was not satisfying himself for the benefit of the state, he should be compared with all the provisions. He has every power, every right to inspect all the all the stock points, all the manufacturing units within this district. This licensing authority or registration authority has every power. So what is the role in the seizing and detaining? If there is any complaint, if there is any public health activity, public health damage is there, people complain that there is something was happened in this product, or farmer itself complained the animal was doing badly, farmer production was down. If he complains, if the complaints the field level officer, that is the people who are at the field level, like animal husband assistants or para staff of animal husband department or animal feed inspector. So who are acting as the role as animal feed inspector, the veterinary assistant surgeon or the assistant director of the concerned veterinary hospital. If they got information, so they will inform the licensing authority and they will back into the action to seize or detain the any irrelevant material which was found at the site. So we told already that a proper receipt or any raw material document, account book or relative evidence, anything they can seize and detain. And and the animal feed inspector has every power to inspect any book or other documents relating to the manufacturer, processing and sale of animal feed. And before going to he detain or seize the unit completely, first he will collect the samples. First he will talk to the licensing authority, which was apex on the animal feed inspector term. So he will just inform them, and based on their advice, he used to collect the samples from the unit, which was the complaints came from. So he collected all the feed samples for the purpose of sale. The samples which are used for the purpose of sale, which was in the storehouse or in a manufacturing unit or any stock point, he collected the samples and he intended to send them for a referral laboratory. So before he just make a temporary ban on the manufacturer, just hold because there is a complaint regarding your item. So there is a complaint regarding your item. So until and unless the report was received from the referral laboratory, they impose a temporary ban for a period of 3 months till the inquiry will be settled. Okay, so inquiry will be settled, or if the referral laboratory gives an positive clean sheet, he will continue his farm. If there is negative, that will be include the next level of stuff. What we should do, whether he imposed a complete ban, where he imposed to the court of law. There are several clauses are there. We'll go in the next slides. And the samples which he used to send for the referral laboratory, he collected the samples in 3 different bags, 3 different in containers, and complete they will be fastened and complete they will sealed and marked. He will collect 3 samples and collected 1 sample for the analysis to the referral laboratory. 1 sample will be delivered to the person from whom the sample was taken, and 1 shall be kept by the registered licensing authority and the other officer for the retest of the sample if required. So he will collect 3 samples in the triplicate. 1 should be sent to the referral laboratory, 1 should be with the manufacturer itself, and 1 should be with the registered licensing authority. And he will give a declaration that the samples are collected for the feed analysis or quality control laboratory for the quality control analysis. And this given a declaration, and declaration should be signed by the licensing authority and the section and custodian officer, and they will send to the referral laboratory, and same was intimated to the concerned licensing authority. Okay, so this here one term is there. Every holder of a license certificate shall be bound by any direction or orders issued by the registered licensing authority or the officer in the section in pursuance of the any provisions of the act. So he will be bound to the acts which are given by the licensing authority. He will be bound to that complete activities only. He should not misuse it or malform it. Okay, so the provision of the, if any deviation was gone, it was come into the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973 in relating to the search and seizure, sir, may be applied to the search and seizure under this clause, that is of Central Act 2 of 1974. So registration of the manufacturing, sale and distribution. So here, no person shall carry on business of the manufacturer, sale or distribution in any manner of items except under proper license or proper terms and condition approved by the licensing authority. It is very, very important, because if any persons overlook the situation, there may be severe punishments in this act. So one should be very careful before starting up the any firm. They should bound to this Animal Feed Act only. And separate registration shall be necessary for each place of business and manufacture. If already there are some business are there, some animal feed companies are there, they are simply going under the control of Commercial Act because they are paying some GSTs and they are selling, they have some GST tax also. But in this context, they definitely come under the roof of Animal Feed Act 2020 before going to any animal feed manufacturing unit or any feed plant or any stockist point, any selling points are there. They should definitely they should come under the Animal Feed Act 2020. So an application under subsection 1 shall contain the following particulars. I will show the Form A in the next slide. So in this, the name and address of the applicant is there, proposed trade name which he used to mention the trade name, and a copy of the draft print of the label which was to be affixed on the container which he used for the animal feed or any animal preparations, and a display on the container statement of composition, which composition of items he is using. So sample of the container and mixture shall be shown. All the information he should invariably present to the licensing authority before he produce for the licensing options. So the Form A, comes under the subsection 1 accompanied by the fee as per the subsection 7, because he should invariably pay the fee for the license. If he not submitted the license within the time limit under the section 6(1)(a), he should definitely stop the business, because some person may come. You definitely apply for the license. If you say within the 15 days time, you should invariably apply for the license. If he does not, there may be punishment out there. So one should be very careful. If he already running the business, so we people go and we advise him to apply for the license for the Animal Feed Act. So he asks for some time. So we'll say that, so first apply the license and you come to continue your business. So that is the thing, because we are going in favor of the customer. So we'll first we'll say that you just apply and you continue the business. So it is come under subsection 5. If the grant of license is cancelled, He applied for the license with the paying of amount. If the license was cancelled, the fee which he was paying is completely refunded. Okay, so for license compulsory, it is come under Central Act 9 of 1932. He should definitely submit the license for animal feed manufacturing or selling or any dealership in the form of Form A. So if he not submit the license within the time limit as per the subsection 2, you should invariably stop all the activities. So we are given some stipulated time, and we are friendly with the this feed manufacturers, and we will advise them to take license fee from the licensing authority. If not within the time limit, if he ignores all the things, there may be some imposition of penalties like that, stopping of all activities like that. So our best advice is go for a license before you continue your business. So in the slide, we will show that the Schedule 1 Form A, which was come under subsection number 8.1, application for the registration of the Andhra Pradesh Animal Feed Regulation of Manufacture, Quality Control, Sale and Distribution Act 2020. So different are there. Applicant name, applicant full address, where the applicant is, whether is manufacturer, dealer, or storage point, or description of the animal feed which he wants to wishes for the manufacturing or process, serial number, name of the item, category, quantity, and we will show in we have some gazette in the different formulas are there. In this which he mentioned, he definitely mention the names and serial numbers of the items, and plan the factory and the list of equipment, which equipment he is using, whether any power is used for the manufacturing of the animal feed, or any which how much of horsepower using. So completely we will give the details, and we will pay in the form of check or DD or online payment, and we apply to the licensing authority for license to the concerned feed unit. So if the application under subsection 1 is submitted, if the licensing, if the licensing authority is satisfied, because we're applying with our PAN number, Aadhaar card, and all the things, all the documents we're producing. If the licensing authority is satisfied, they will issue license in 15 days in the form of Form B, which I will show in the next slide. If the specifications was not done and licensing authority was not satisfied, they will simply reject the license. So before they reject the license, they will inform you. So what are the points are there which you have to be rectified? They will inform you, and if you rectified the wrong things which was done in application form, licensing application form, then your application may be accepted, because we bound to complete your business with proper license. So before going to rejection, we will give one opportunity. If there is no info from the licensing authority within 15 days, you are deemed to be licensed. And the license also, it is now coming the online platform, and it is valid for the lifetime. So if you wishes more than one animal feed business operation, shall need to tick the concerned business operation in the application form, and you need to remit the license fee which was specified in the Animal Feed Act for continuing your business operation. So this is the thing for the licensing issuing, and what we have to do. And I have already told that we will issue the license certificate in the form of Form B, license under the Andhra Pradesh Animal Feed Regulation Manufacture, Quality Control, Sale and Distribution Act 2020. This license shall be displayed in prominent and conspicuous place of business premises, as you doing in your feed manufacturing plant, or stock points, or any other business places. We are some displaying on photograph is there that we are will come under the Animal Feed Act 2020, like that. So in this we have name and address of the license holder, license number, and address and license value from and to, like that. So the license will come in the form of Form B. Okay, so what are the points? What are the checkpoints if the licensing authority refuses to grant license. So if the application is defective in that aspect, so if you manipulate the things for giving wrong address, wrong IP like that, so that is defective. There may be a rejection of your license, and if the license fee was not paid, it's also your application will be rejected. And the application does not undertake in the process manufacture of the feed conformity within the provisions of Act. He does not, if he likely to ignore the things which he used to manufacture in the feed in the unit. If he not specified, that application will be rejected. And there is if there is debts, he will be refused license, and the license was cancelled. Whenever the license was cancelled, the application does not have the prescribed machinery. Applications for which, because we are asking which machinery you are using, how many horsepower you are using, all the things, complete details. If he unable to give the information, all the things, his application may be refused, but he will given one opportunity to cut the things. And what is refusing a grant license? So registering licensing authority, before he will before going to reject the license to the any person, before refuse to grant a license to any person, he should give first. He will give an opportunity to correct yourselves. Even though it was not corrected, he or she definitely specify the reasons for refusal in the order, and we shall communicate to the order to the applicant. The applicant who are apply for the license, they receive the reasons for the refusal and why license was not granted like that. So issue of the duplicate license certificate. So if the license certificate which was issued by the licensing authority was in a torn condition or destroyed or defaced, the registered licensing authority may, if satisfied, they will grant a duplicate certificate to the applicant on a payment of a nominal fee as may be prescribed. And what is the cancellation of license? So it is a very important thing. Whenever a person contravene any provisions of this act, the person have taken the license and he is doing some wrong thing. So then if there is any complaint arises, the public health importance is held, definitely the person will be punished or suspend a license under section 8, and provided before before cancelling the license, the licensing authority will give a show cause notice to him. If he was not corrected and doing the things unintentionally, his license will be cancelled. And what is the animal feed control committee? Before, and one thing is there, if the licensing authority, if we cancel the license, definitely it was published in the Gazette and the newspapers under the subsection 1. It is mentioned in subsection 1 to publish a notification in the newspapers and Gazette also. And what is animal feed control committee? The government shall by notification constitute the animal feed control quality control committee to advise the controlling authority and licensing authority on all matter related to the registration, licensing and quality control. And this animal feed quality control committee consists of first the Dean Faculty of the Sri Venkateswara Veterinary University, Tirupati. He was the chairman of the committee, and the Professor University Head Department of Animal Nutrition from the Tirupati is an ex officio member, and Additional Director Planning is an ex officio member, and Joint Director AHVBRA Vijayawada, and one member from the FSSAI and not below the rank of Assistant Director, and one member from EIA not below the rank of Assistant Director, and one expert from the Directorate of Poultry Research, because poultry feed is there, so he is an ex officio member, and one member from the livestock product feed manufacturers nominated by the government, and one member from the Progressive Dairy Farmers nominated by the government, one member from the Andhra Pradesh Poultry Federation, one expert from the Directorate of Poultry Research, Hyderabad, and one member from the livestock and poultry feed manufacturers nominated by the government, and Progressive Dairy Farmers and Andhra Pradesh Poultry Federation members they will considered as the Animal Feed Quality Control Committee. Okay. So these Animal Feed Quality Control Committee gives an advice for the controlling authority, so to given licensing for the registration, all the things. Okay. So how will be the meetings will be done? What is the meeting will be done? So main the dean faculty of the veterinary science he will preside at all the meetings of the committee. In the absence of dean, the next members will select any persons from the committee to complete to convene the meeting. And every per period of 3 years there will be changes in this committee. It is not much important. And the main animal feed quality control committee may make guidelines, the procedure to be followed at its meeting. So what is the procedure to be followed, how to conduct the business, because exception members and in the non-official member there are some farmers and progressive dairy farmers, poultry farmers, poultry federation are there. So how the procedure will be followed will be discussed, and all the matter connected with the incidental to the charge of function. So for the smooth functioning of this committee, what we have to do, they will discuss. So what is the functions of the committee? So first is to advise the registering licensing. So they should invariably see should all the feed manufacturers in the state, they should procure license completely. They should register for the license. So they will advise for the licensing, because in this the main FSSAI members also will be there. That is Food Safety and Standards Authority of the India, the main authority which was in the central government, FSSAI. So their members is also there. So we should give some advice. And next one is 1 minute, sir. And okay, and he will advise to recommend the quality of animal feed, and also to take such other steps as may be prescribed that are connected with incidental aforesaid status. So before there are some any matters will be happened, so they will discuss and to recommend the quality of animal feed, and they will also give some advice for modification, amendments, or deletions and additions of the their meetings. And they will recommend the fee structure and ensure for the show the manufacturer license for the animal feed, because the committee has given some animal feed license. I will show you in the next slides. They will discuss with the farmers, they will discuss with the feed manufacturers in the field level, and if there is any modification amendments, they will decide in this controlling committee. And also for condition of the manufacturing animal feed and mineral mixture, they have certain guidelines that the authorized license holder should not use ingredients such as rice husk, castor oil husk, and castor meal, jatropha cake meal, groundnut hulls, sawdust, and ingredients of animal origin and mineral salts with low bioavailability, and urea, NPN compounds, including ammonium salts and other salts manufactured for the feeds of young stock and poultry feed. These feed which we are using is completely banned. They should not use because he will give some guidelines to not to use these things. Okay, and there is some specifications of regarding manufacturing scale and distribution of the animal feed mineral mixture under subsection 2. The animal manufacture, there are 3 important guidelines they will form. First is the feed manufactured in the state and sold within the state. That is category 1. And second one is animal feed manufactured in other states but distributed and sold in our state. That is category 2. Third one is manufactured in other countries and imported to state, distribution of sales in the state. So all the 3 categories all come under the Animal Feed Act, because we show something. Some Neospark companies are there. I don't want to mention all the names because some companies are manufacturing the products out of the state. Some companies are manufactured out of the country. We regularly come across all the things. So wherever they are manufacturing, but we're distributed and sale in our state, they should invariably come under the Animal Feed Act 2020. And they should definitely meet the standards under section 14, because the animal feed, livestock feed should invariably meet the standards of the Bureau of Indian Standards under section 14. And the poultry feed which we used, they should definitely come into the standards for the expert committee for poultry. They will stand as something, and they definitely come under the expert committee for poultry. And for the pet foods or dog and cat food, small animal foods, they will definitely come under the guidelines of the ICAR and AAFCO, that is American Association for Feed Controlling Officials, that is a foreign committee organization. They should invariably come under their guidelines. In case of Bureau of Indian Standards non-availability, there are some different breeds are there, different foods are there. If there is BA non-availability, then the expert committee will convene a meeting. What should be done? They will discuss. They will decide. They should. This is come under section number 15, and the controlling authority shall do the needful for the BAS approval of the standards prepared on the class 2. So not just we will control the feed control committee and quality control committee, and now we'll discuss about the expert committee. So what is the expert committee? And the expert committee also is the apex level committee. The government shall by notification constitute expert committee with eminent nutritionists and shall consider the following members, namely associate dean nominated by the VC SVU Tirupati, additional director planning AHT Government of Andhra Pradesh, Professor Animal Nutrition Tirupati, Professor Poultry Science Tirupati, Principal Scientist Poultry Nutrition and Director of Poultry Research Hyderabad, Joint Director VBR Hyderabad, Vijayawada, and one field veterinarian with specialization of in animal nutrition nominated by the controlling authority. These committee is known as expert committee, and they will give the exact advices and notes for the feed quality control committee in smooth functioning of the act. So the expert committee function. What is the expert committee's function? The expert committee definitely they will fix a minimum standards. So how much crude protein will be there? How much crude fiber will be there? Should be there. So gross energy, how much of gross energy? What is the acid insoluble should be there? What is the mineral content? How much of calcium should be there? How much of phosphorus should be there in mineral mixture? Like that, they will fix the minimum standard for the all the things, and they fix the maximum level of deleterious or inert material. Sometimes some material may be inert or deleterious in large extent, but they may be effective in small quantity. So they will fix the maximum level of the deleterious effects, and they will control the imports and exports also. If any feed manufactured outside the state, they will definitely come under the Government Import Act, and before they will enter into the feed business, they will definitely come under the Animal Feed Act, and they will their sample was definitely tested by the different laboratory, which was given advice from the expert committee in the feed quality control committee, and the feed should be properly analyzed before selling, before distribution, before selling, and before marketing in our state. They should be definitely be analyzed. So what should be done with the approved animal feed mineral mixture? If the licensing authority or the expert committee or the feed quality control committee, which was the apex in the Animal Feed Act 20. So if the declared that the animal feed or mineral mixture are manufactured on sale or license issued under section number 8 is approved. If it is approved, he will definitely continue the business in our state. So for the certification of animal feeds, there are some forms. For Form 18, service request from the certification of feed for importing, and Form 19, recommendation of the accreditation committee to licensing authority. So like, there is some committee is there, accreditation committee. I will discuss in the next slide. Accreditation committee to the licensing authority, because this feed is good, this feed is bad, like that. And Form 20 is the issue of certificate by the licensing authority with the approval of the controlling authority. Finally, he will issue a certificate by the licensing authority as per the Form 20. So now I had told that there is accreditation committee is there. This accreditation committee constituted by the licensing authority with the following members to assist the licensing authority in certification process in the feed plants and feed products. So this accreditation committee give some advice to the licensing authority, because in the accreditation committee the following members are there. One official is from the revenue official, not below the rank of RDO. He will be act as chairman because it is come under the district body, and one animal husbandry officer not below the rank of deputy director. He will be act as a member, and one member from the pollution control board not below the rank of assistant director. He will be acting as an accreditation committee member, and fourth one is one member from the district industries department not below the rank of assistant director, and one member from the Sri Venkateswara Veterinary University not below the rank of associate professor feed and fodder technology or in animal nutrition department, and one member from the VBRA not below the rank of assistant director. They will be acting as the accreditation committee. This accreditation committee will give some advices in certification process of the in the due certification process in issuing of the licensing for the this feed products. So what are the functions of the accreditation committee? As I told earlier, the feed products and the producers from the accredited feed plants. So government accredited feed plant, it was mentioned like that. So that feed plant is very safe and given safest items like that. The feed products that are produced from the accredited feed plant to assess the and certify the infrastructure facilities of production facilities that produce animal feeds. There are several manufacturing units are there, several feed production plants are there, feed selling points are distribution plants are there. This committee will inspect them and they will give a certificate. This plant is very safe. So they will certify the infrastructure facilities also. What are the machinery they are using? What is the horsepower using? Whether they are using all ISI manufactured machineries like that, their quality will be checked, and they will assist the licensing authority in certification process. As I told earlier, they will assist the licensing authority in certification process of the feed plants and the feeds produced, and different powers also are there for the accreditation committee. The accreditation committee has a power to certify facilities and certify various feeds. They will certify all the feed manufacturing unit, different feeds. They will certify the facilities also. To collect accreditation and certification charges or any other charges in the process of accreditation or certification, and they will charge fees, and they will provide consultancy service. They will collect, analyze samples, and to accredit and certify. They will in turn refer to the referral laboratories to inspect and audit any feed manufacturing plant under their control. And also they will inspect the physical facilities, what are the raw material they are using, what are the end products, how it is coming, how end product disposal, how will they are doing, and any waste disposal, how they are doing, like that. All they will inspect and give an information to the main expert committee, and they will also give advice to the licensing authority in issuing of the license. And now we'll come to the chapter number 4, packing, marking and labeling. It is the simple slide, because every licensing holder which we apply for the license, he will definitely use these following guidelines before they apply for the license. This animal feed bag, what is the animal feed bag he is using for the distribution or selling of the animal feed? They should be packed in the clean and sound jute paper or any HDP material and cloth bag or any paper bag, and should be labeled in the form of Form D. So what's the Form D? I will show in the next slide. And the mouth of each bag should be machine stitched, and the mineral mixture also should be packed in the moisture proof and clean bags which was labeled in the Form E. So every bag of the animal feed is packed shall bear licensing number, name and business of the business address, trade name of the manufacturer, marks approved by the registered licensing authority, what is the net weight at the time of packing, and what's the MRP, maximum retail price. All the things we will invariably, it was shown on the mineral mixture bag or any feed plant if you examine carefully. If you see the Form D, Form B, definitely all the information should be there before they are licensing. Type of feed, label of animal to be fed, date of manufacturing, name and address of the manufacturer, license number, batch number, net weight. What are the nutrient composition of the person by mass maximum, crude protein how much, crude fat how much, crude fiber how much of acid insoluble should be there. They should be definitely mentioned in the Form D. In also Form A also different minor mineral element composition also you should invariably write and produce to the licensing authority before you applying for a license. So in the picture you clearly shown that moisture how much percent is the calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, sulfur, copper, zinc, manganese, iron, iodine, cobalt, all the things, even salt also, how much you are including, you should be definitely notified. And batch number, date and address of the manufacturer, nutrient composition should be written, and each bag when a mineral mixture is packed, it should contain a printed format like that: batch number, date and address of the manufacturer, licensing number, percent of various mineral elements, and for the which was given as standards for the registering licensing authority. Sometimes the labels on the package shall not contain any statement or any design. It may be lead to the false or misleading. Sometimes it can be simply written as Pasudana. తయారు చేయవాళ్ళు వారి పేరు వారి ఊరు అంతే తప్ప there will be no other things like complete the composition of the minerals, so that is called as mis or false leading. And if they altered the container or print a label composition without prior approval from the licensing authority, it will be banned. And what are the regulations on this Animal Feed Act? So regulations means it is definitely there are some key points in regulating things. So what are the substances to be added? What are the substances not to be added? That is all the come under the section 14 of the regulations of chapter 5 of Animal Feed Act. Okay, so any deleterious substances or toxins or anti-nutritional factors or inert material in excess of the amounts. Definitely some inert material also included in the animal feed plants, but as per the minimum standards protocol, if there is more than the prescribed amount, they will completely banned. It comes under section 15. Sometimes there may be adulterated or misbranding will be there. So there is a famous brand is there. So just misplacing one alphabet, it's showing the same brand. So that is called as misbranding. Sometimes adulteration may be done. Sometimes they will violate the provisions of the Act. So these all come under the section 15, and their license will be cancelled or the license shall not be approved. Sometimes one material is there that is called as important point is the endorsement. If already there is existed licensed feed manufacturing dealer or storage unit is there, it should be again endorsed by the licensing authority under Feed Act 2020. So I think all the feed stock holders or the stockists or feed manufacturing manufacturers, dealers are already participating in the today's class. They should invariably know that if already there is existing licensed feed manufacturing unit is there, they should invariably endorsed by the licensing authority under Feed Act 2020. Until and unless they will not endorse the thing, there may be some we didn't expect the type of acts are there, the type of penalties are there. So definitely you should invariably endorsed by the licensing authority under the Animal Feed Act 2020. And in this chapter number 6, that is Animal Feed Sample Analytical Laboratories and the reports. So invariably the licensing authority or the accreditation committee they will definitely use this animal analytical laboratories for the animal or feed sample analysis. Animal feed sample analysis. In this, the authorized officer, if they doubt the genuineness of the feed produced or the mineral mixture produced or the feed additives produced in any feed mixture plant. So this analytical laboratories come into the picture. Definitely, he gives some information to the manufacturer or importer or seller that the sample may be invariably collected by the animal feed inspector, that is the concerned assistant director or concerned veterinary adjutant surgeon. They will make a visit on the feed mixing point or importing point or selling point, and they will given a notice to the manufacturer or seller or agent dealer, and they collect the samples by the animal feed inspector. They collect the samples and they notify to the laboratory, and one sample to the registering licensing authority, and the samples which was collected, which was sent by the animal feed inspector by the expert committee or accreditation committee opinion, though the animal feed sample analytical laboratories will analyze the animal feed samples. So before institution of the prosecution of this act, the manufacturer, dealer, vendor, animal feed supplement, they definitely pay prescribed fee for the feed analysis. Okay, because they doubt the genuineness of the this feed sample. So definitely investigation should be needed. And it make an application within 15 days in the prescribed form to the registering licensing authority for analysis of the feed sample in the mentioned in the section 27 at the referral laboratory as prescribed. So then the referral laboratory analyze the feed sample and send the analysis report to the registering licensing authority in the prescribed form within the prescribed period from the date of the register of the receipt request from the registering licensing authority. So basing on the advice of the accreditation committee, the licensing authority send the sample to the referral laboratory, and the referral laboratory analyze the sample and send the analysis report to the registering licensing authority. So I am showing some slide that this is Sri Venkateswara Veterinary University Referral Laboratory, Feed and Forest Analytical Laboratory. So I have mentioned they have some brochure I have collected from Tirupati. So they have given some prescribed formats like that. For moisture estimation, 70 rupees is needed. For crude protein estimation, 80 rupees is needed. From crude fiber estimation, 80 paise needed. For all the proximal principle, 350 rupees. For calcium, 80 rupees. Manganese, cobalt, chromium, because for every elements they fix some rate. So the feed manufacturer or vendor or seller definitely they pay the amount and send the sample for the analysis and get the results certified that our feed manufacturing plant is safe for the distribution of animal feed. Invariably got the report. So the vendor or dealer should pay the prescribed fee, which was prescribed in the format, and make an application within 15 days for analysis to the licensing authority under the section 26(1) to the referral laboratory, and the referral laboratory should analyze the complete report and send the report to the registering licensing authority, and the licensing authority declare the results under subsection 4. If there is some adulteration, definitely the action should be taken. And also imports, if some feed or any mineral mixture or any calcium supplements are imported from the outside of the India or outside of the state, so definitely the samples also should be invariably analyzed by the referral laboratories, and the reports will be sent to the licensing authority. And if they give a clean sheet, they definitely market in our state also. Okay, because these animal feed had given some minimum standards and minimum parameters to minimum parameters to distribute the animal feed in for the benefit of the farmers. So they definitely pass all the standards, because some feed plants, some deleterious substances are there, some harmful substances are there, like aflatoxins, ochratoxins, citrin toxins, and zearalenone, like that. They have maximum tolerable limits are there. For example, aflatoxins have 20 ppb, and ochratoxin has 40 ppb, and citrin toxin has 100 ppb. So these, if more and above the prescribed limits, definitely the feed will be banned for the distribution in our state. And most important thing, offenses and penalties. So most of the people think that it will not be done. So nothing will happen. We'll continue the business like that. So it will be there will be strict policies may be affecting Andhra Pradesh, because for the safety, for the health consciousness of our public, definitely government will take some important steps to protect the health of the public. So definitely there will be some serious actions will be taken this issue, because we have seen so many problems, so many contradictions in COVID-19 time. Government has taken a stringent policy to protect the public health. So in this regard, public health is all in this regard of public health importance. There may be some penalties imposed those who are not contravene this Animal Feed Act 2020, and they should invariably must, under the control of the Animal Feed Act 2020, invariably they should meet the standards of the minimum standards. So what is seizing? The seizing and detaining property is mainly by the orders of the Special Chief Secretary or Principal Secretary of the Animal Husbandry, Dairy Development, Fisheries of the Government of Andhra Pradesh. The body of the person is a body corporate, and director, manager, secretary, minister of the body corporate. Definitely anything happen, it is maybe under the orders of the Special Chief Secretary, because from the low to the apex level, there is animal feed inspectors are there. They will give information to the licensing authority, and they will intimate to the registering expert committee and accreditation committee. Even though if the feed manufacturer or feed supplier, if he not changes his attitude, definitely he will send to the court of law under section 19, because the feed analytic inspector, they check the feed manufacturing lab or any store point, any stock point. They send the sample for the feed analytical recommendation to the licensing authority within 14 days as per the gravity of the offense, because sometimes there may be some warning. You should definitely change your mindset. You should definitely change your attitude. You should definitely change your quality of the feed. Even though he didn't change, they will find one notice, they will give a second notice, they will give third notice. So even though if you are not changed, there may be some serious penalties are there under the Court of Law section number 29. Okay, so if the feed quality is not changed, or the mistakes which was happened is the repetitive nature, it may be some serious penalties will be imposed under law under the section 29, because any person who sells, purchases, produces any feed which is not in compliance with the provisions of this act, because some people have a brand that this feed quality will be very good, because on this prejudice, if he adulterated the feed, so he may be punished. Some points may be distributes or sells, imports any animal feed which is substandard levels, which is not meeting the standards of the Animal Feed Act, that may be given some penalties. And some sells the misbranded, some mimics the major brands, some remove the content of the paper and produce the branding labels. So it may be serious offense and they will be punished. So who published or is a party of publications of any advertisement and falsely describes any feed are likely to mislead. And if the feed manufactures or sale continues or distributes or sells the animal feed which contain the extraneous material which is above the normal levels of the standards of the animal feed, they should be liable to penalty as may be prescribed. And the manufacturers of processing of any animal feed under any unhygienic sanitary condition, they shall be liable to penalty as may be prescribed. When the within the when the visit in the visits of the animal feed inspector or the accreditation committee, they found that there may be unhygienic atmosphere, unhygienic people, and the people who are suffering from diseases, they are indulging in the work of the feed manufacturing plant. If they notice it, definitely they should be penalized and shall be cognizable offence or here shall be liable for rigorous imprisonment for a term not less than 7 years. If they impose penalty of imprisonment, it is not less than 7 years of imprisonment. So one must be very careful in maintaining the animal feed manufacturing plant. So if there is any penalty or offences was noticed on the person and any penalties was imposed to the person, definitely there is an opportunity to them to change his attitude, to change the things which was happened, to change the likeliness of the mentality. He should definitely appeal for the appeal to the government. In this context, any person aggrieved by an order of the registering licensing authority for the refusal of grant of license or cancelling, suspending license or imposing these penalties, they may appeal to the Special Chief Secretary, Principal Secretary, Madam, of Animal Husbandry, Dairy Development, Fisheries of Government of Andhra Pradesh or his nominee within 13 days of the date of receipt of order by them. If the licensing authority or the accreditation committee given an order that there is you are likely to cancel your license or you are likely to be punished like that, they will give some orders. If the orders were received by them within the 30 days of the receipt of orders, they should have an appeal. They should make an appeal to the Special Chief Secretary, Government of Andhra Pradesh. And based on the evidences and observations during hearing, because in the appealing, our animal feed inspector, our district authorities, they will actively involve in this issue and based on the evidences and the observations which was noticed at the time of visits and then observations which was taken from the referral laboratory. Based on all the evidence and observation during hearing, the appeal authority shall dispose the appeal within 15 days of the date of issuance of the necessary orders. And the decision of the final decision is completely under the arms of Special Chief Secretary, Animal Husbandry, Dairy Development, Fisheries of Government of Andhra Pradesh. It is final and conclusive, and because her decision is the final. You have given a chance to appeal to her. If he is satisfied, if you given some opportunity to him, there may be some provision of changing of the behavior of the things. But if not, her decision is the final. And what is the record maintenance? Definitely the feed manufacturing plant or any millimeter plant or any additives fair plant that should be definitely have some records, sample and quality testing register and inputs ingredient register and bill books and invoices and sales register, annual turnover register, account register, audit reports, explanation. These registers should invariably maintained by the farm owner and he should produce at the time of inspection by the animal feed inspector or any accreditation committee. He should invariably show all the records as per the section number 45. And every holder of the valid license or registration certificate shall definitely submit yearly returns in duplicate in respect of each class of approved animal feed or any mill mature processed by him in the form of Form T. So I will show the Form T yearly returns how you should maintain animal cattle feed or calf starter opening, how much of open stock is there, how much of production is there, how much he stored, closing stock. All this he should invariably record this, record the things, and he should submit to the authority in the form of Form T. And I have already mentioned that there is some minimum standards for the mineral mixtures. That is, moisture percentage should be there in type 1 5, in type 2 5, and calcium percentage by the mass, that is 16% calcium and 21% in type 2, and phosphorus 9 and 12, and iodine 0.02, copper 0.07. That is the minimum standard fixed by the Animal Feed Act 2020. Okay, so this is the common standards prepared by. I think so. There may be some exemptions. There may be some exemptions, that is called in miscellaneous we are giving. There may be some exemptions from this Animal Feed Act 2020. So what are the exemptions in the Animal Feed Act 2020? So exemptions are this: if the farm owner produces the animal feed, so he solely prepares the mineral mixture or animal feed, compound feed, and use in his farm only, he may be exempted because he is not selling the feed to anyone. So he may be exempted. And second one is the animal feed manufactured and distributed by the Indian Council of Agricultural Research or Sri Venkateswara Bhattan University, Department of Animal Husbandry, or any other government agencies or institutions for the purpose of conducting research development and field trials. There may be exemptions. They will not come under the Animal Feed Act 2020. And animal feed manufactured by any person, firm or company on the written order given by these institutions. Sometimes these ICAR institutions or Venkateswara Bhattan University or Animal Husband Department institutions, they will give some order to prepare some feed from the other companies for their research development and field trials only. And that type of feed companies may be exempted from the Animal Feed Act 2020. And I have already told that the online platform will be available for the issuing of license for other procedures of the set through software application. And in case under 2 and 3, subsection 2 and 3, as we have given some exemptions in subsection 2 and 3, if they sold the feed to the farmer, if it was found evidence completely, then the exemption will be null and void. So one must be very careful if they prepare their own feed, prepare their own mixture in his own farm and using them in their own farm, he is safe from the Animal Feed Act. But if he sells the feed by any complaint from the farmer or any misthing was happened, though, then this Animal Feed Act 2020 came into the picture. Now we will show what are the different type of what are the license fees, what are the endorsing fees are there in this Animal Feed Act. One must be aware of all the things before completing this chapter. And classification of animal feed business operations and licensing fee available in this category 1. If the feed manufacturing unit have large scale, that is 1 lakh metric ton per year and above, his licensing fees for livestock feed is 2 lakh, and for poultry feed it is 2 lakh, and pet feed is 2 lakh. For category 2, feed manufacturing unit medium scale capacity 50,000 to 1 lakh metric ton per year, their license fee will be 1.25. For poultry feed 1.25 and pet feed 1.75. Small scale manufacturing unit for 50,000 metric tons per year, their license fee is 75,000. 75,000 for pet feed is 1,50,000. For distribution of animal feed, category 4, it comes under the category 4. Distribution of animal feed above 50,000 metric tons per year, their license fee may be 75,000. For poultry 75,000. For pet feed it is 1 lakh. If the distribution of feed is 25,000 to 50,000 metric tons per year, their license fees may be 50,000. 50,000 for pet feed it is 75,000. If there is small feed distributions is there below 25,000 metric tons per year, the individual license fee for livestock feed may be 25,000. 25,000 for pet feed it is 50,000. And category 7, 8 and 9 and it is a very important thing, endorsement fee for the distributor, because already most of the feed manufacturing plants are existed in a AP. There are different feed manufacturing units are there, different stock points are there, different selling distributors are there. Even though they are already existing, they should invariably endorsed by the licensing authority, and they should invariably apply an application for endorsement of the their business. That is endorsement fee. For the endorsement fee for the manufacturer, it is 25,000, 25,000, 25,000 for any of the livestock feed, poultry feed or pet feed. Their endorsement fee is 25,000. For distributor, it is 10,000. So please check it once. And the certification fees to the feed manufacturing plant or unit, that is accreditation committee will inspect this feed manufacturing plant and they will give some accreditation certificate. The fees for this certification fees is 1 lakh for the livestock feed, 1 lakh for the poultry feed, and 1 lakh for the pet feed. And the certification fees for the animal feed, that is 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh, these came under the category 9 and 10. And what are the, I have previously told there are some offenses, there are some penalties and appeal charges are there. It's very, very important in this animal feed business. So sufficient documentary evidence should be there, such as invoices, photos, videos, lab reports, inquiry report, inquest report, geo coordinates. All the things will be all uploaded by the animal feed inspector if he came into the picture of the animal feed business. First is in the serial number 1, I will show the things. If doing animal feed business without license, if any feed manufacturing plant or any distributor, any seller, they are doing animal feed business without license, there may be seizure of stock, they may be fined up to 5 lakhs, or sometimes they may be prosecuted. So these are things are happening. And distribution and sale of unapproved animal feed. If they sell the feed, sell the animal feed which was unapproved, in first instance he will be charged a 2 lakhs penalty and stock will be seized. If in spite of giving some warnings also, if he is not changing his attitude, he will be given penalty of 5 lakhs and stock will be seized and suspension of license will be also there. These are the penalties. And distribution and sale of animal feed made for the for sales in other states of India, export to other state. First, in the second opportunity, he will be fined for 5 lakhs. If the license was obtained by the concealment or misrepresentation of essential facts was be masked and be given representation, then he will be license. Then will be charged up to 1 lakh. And if the animal feed inspector wants to see the feed mix plant or any feed distributor plant or any shop or any item, if he may prevent by the shop owners or any keepers, if the animal feed inspector is preventing from exercising his powers or for the first time, he may be imposed for 25,000. For second time, he may be for the 50,000. And preventing animal feed inspector for doing his duty for the third time, he may be charged for the 1 lakh. If not providing animal feed sample to the animal feed inspector for the first time, he asking, though the fine may be 25,000 and the second time it may be 50,000 and third time he may be punished for 1 lakh and imprisonment also will be there, and stock will not be seized, but he will be imposed some fine. If there is a physical attack on the animal feed inspector or any other staff while performing his duty, there may be fine of 50,000 fine and seizing of stock, and he may be suspension of license also. So if it was noticed that the feed was expired at the time of visit, so they may be imposed a fine of up to 50,000 and seizing and licensing cancel will be done. Imprisonment also will be there. Sale of feed without proper label and adulteration of feed also there. Then he may be imposed a 50,000 fine. And if he is selling substandard feed or substandard feed by the lab report during the first time during the license period, he may be imposed a fine of rupees 2 lakh. So there are these fines these penalties are very severe. So this animal, if the Animal Feed Activity Act 2020 will, if we came into the picture from the coming months, one should be very careful, because government is doing for the in view of public health importance. So definitely one should be very careful. So I will conclude some things, because you have to know the collection and packaging of them samples and disposable is come under section 26, and the register completed by the person to carrying out of the business is come under section 23. Application of grant of license is come under section number 8, and the standards to the feed and mineral mixture is specified in section number 14. And form of report for result analysis by the laboratory is came under section 27, and the record maintenance is come under section 45. And all these rules is very strict and stringent. So one should be very careful of carrying out of all the business in the future, in the near future, because government is doing for the importance in the view of the public health and animal health, because the feed which we are using in is there any adulteration or misbranding, or actually if they found extraneous material, any adulteration, so definitely animal health may be damaged, and it will definitely affect the human health. For this importance, the government of Andhra Pradesh has taken the stringent steps, so one must be very careful. And the person, and we all also requesting this, because this training program, this orientation program is mainly for the distributors, stockists, and other stakeholders. We request you to kindly approach your license your district authorities for the proper licensing, or already you are having the feed mixing plant or any unit, you definitely go for the endorsement for your feed plant. Okay, so I think this section, this training program session may be useful to all of you, and I'm really thankful to Director of Animal Husbandry, Dr. Amrendra Kumar sir, for giving this opportunity to discuss this topic, and I'm thankful to our Assistant Director Dr. Simhachalam Garu for giving me this opportunity, and I'm thankful to our Assistant Director Dr. Narasimha Garu for giving this opportunity, and I'm thankful to Dr. Srinivas Reddy Garu, Assistant Director Guntur, for producing this topic for this, and thank you very much, sir. Srinivas Reddy sir, thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Your questions, Amay?
Sir.
The Annual Feed Supply Company having manufacturing plant in Himachal Pradesh, it will need license to sell their product in AP.
Definitely, sir. Definitely, wherever the feed manufacturing plant are there, this will be come under category number 2. So that definitely, if they sell their the distribution or sell their business in our state, definitely they will take the permission from the licensing authority in our state. Thanks, sir.
The next question: whether feed supplements or additives, example coccidiostates, enzymes, herbal toxin binders, etc., manufactured outside the state and intended for sale in AP, will fall under this act?
Yeah, definitely, sir. They will also come under this act. Okay. Because we have given some standards that they have followed the, they should definitely meet the minimum standard levels which was given by the Animal Feed Act, and maximum permission levels will be should be needed.
How it will be regulated?
Sir? How
it will be regulated?
So before their products entry into our state, they definitely they will be analyzed by the referral laboratory, and they will examine the reports by seeing the MSP levels, and if the levels are above the maximum permissible levels, they may be given some opportunity to change the quality, or if we not done, they may be imposed some penalties.
Okay, next question, whether list of feed additives or supplements approved by DAHD, the Director of Animal Husbandry, for import will be considered for sale in AP, or will it require further approval from the state authority?
So definitely, sir, there may be some guidelines will be issued by the Animal Husbandry Department in the near future, and it will be intimated to all of the stakeholders across our state, and this information will be given to you in the near future, sir.
Next question, where can I apply for license?
So if you are in the nearby village, you definitely go for the nearby Gram Sachivalayam for the license for applying of the license, and he will assist you to meet the animal feed inspector will designate to your mandal. Then the process will be begin.
Okay, can we get this presentation or reference to get details?
Definitely, we will post the information in our Animal Husbandry Department website. There you can download this complete information.
Okay, next question. Net weight when packed is not permitted under Legal Metrology Act, but under this act it is required. To whose instructions provisions to be followed?
Pardon me, sir. Once repeat it once again, sir.
Net weight when packed. Net weight when packed is not permitted under Legal Metrology Act.
Okay.
But under this act it is required. To whose instructions or provisions to be followed?
So, as per the Animal Feed Act, this net weight should be printed on the mineral mixture package or any animal feed bag. It should be definitely taken under the control of the Animal Feed Act 20. So, if there is any grievances, you should report directly to the Animal Feed Licensing Authority, which was imposed in your district.
Okay. Next question. What about raw material usage by farmers? Whether they are also coming under this Animal Feed Act?
So, sir, already I have convened you in another slide that there is 3 type of categories which are exempted in the Animal Feed Act 20. In this, you maybe think of the exempted one, that is, if the farmer they have prepared their own animal feed and distribute for their own farmers, he may be exempted from the Animal Feed Act 20. If he sells the things to other farmers, if there any complaint arises there, the Animal Feed Act 20 will come into the picture.
Okay. Since we don't manufacture in AP, but we have a sale in AP, in which product category we will have to apply, manufacturing or distribution, and which address to be included in the license registered office?
So definitely, if you are not manufacturing in Andhra Pradesh and not distributing in Andhra Pradesh, so definitely come into the control of the Animal Feed Act 20. So so for this there may be licensing authority, registering authority is there. Shortly, the government will employ all the things in the near future. Then you have to directly apply for the your license for the things which you want for.
Okay, next question. Do we need to take single license for all the feed products manufactured at a single manufacturing site?
So that is mentioned in the Form A of the this Act, sir. Form A Act should invariably mention for the which categories of things you are manufacturing in your unit. There may be some different. There may be some conspiracy in this topic, sir. If you take complete license for all the things. Or you have to pay for the different licensing fee for different things. It may be the guidelines may have to come, I think, sir. Me either answer to Japan, sir. This, sir.
Okay. Do we need to have license for go down from premises as well separately? Who will be responsible for taking license in case premises is for lease, whether leaser or company or?
The company who takes the complete responsibility of the distribution or selling of the product. They will held responsible, and the animal store plants also come under this Animal Feed Act 20, sir.
Okay, next question. Where to apply for license centrally for whole state or each district level for other state companies?
So any other state companies or overseas companies also, when they want to distribute their animal feed or any stockage points in our state, they should invariably apply for license at their district level licensing authority.
Okay, how about the FA, SSAI and AP government? Is it same or different?
So this is Food Safety Control of Authority of India, that is the central point. And even though FSSAI is there, you should invariably respect the guidelines of Animal Feed Act 20, because in this Animal Feed Act committee, the quality control committee, in this quality control committee, the FSSAI member is there. So hence you should invariably respect the Animal Feed Act 20 guidelines.
Okay, next we have BIS license for cattle. Upon expiry of BIS license for cattle feed, which license to be applied, AP license or BIS license?
Even though it is BIS license, you should invariably apply for the AP state license. AP state license, that is called endorsement. We have already told that, and that is how you are existing party in this animal feed manufacturing plant. So you are also meeting the BS requirement. Even though you are meeting the BS requirement, you should invariably endorse from the Animal Feed Act 20 Act.
Is it same as BIS 2052 2009 standard? What is the last date for implementation?
Sir, pardon?
Is it same as BIS 2052 2009 standard?
Okay.
What is the last date for implementation? Last date for licensing or endorsement?
So last date is not at to decide, sir, because the government has given some training programs and awareness for this all the stakeholders around the state for this Animal Feed Act 20, and it may be implemented from the July or August, I guess. So if they given the government GO or notification on this regard, they will definitely intimate you for the last date for application.
Whether external laboratory test reports are required to submit under the license.
So definitely this under this Animal Feed Act, the government will definitely notify some referral quality control laboratories across the state. So these quality control laboratories only invariably the samples, the reports from these notified animal laboratories will have the authentication for this Animal Feed Act.
Okay, next, whether license and certification of the product and manufacturing units need to be initiated simultaneously or in which sequence? Whether license and certification of product. Okay. Initiated simultaneously or in which sequence?
No. The license, if you before providing your before launching your product, you should invariably apply for the licensing from the licensing authority. So one should after the license will your license will completed. So definitely the accreditation committee, once if we check the quality of your feed plant as per the government guidelines, after their proper checkup by the accreditation committee, the certification will be given to you as a government accredited feed manufacturing plant like that. First, you have procure license from the licensing authority.
Okay. Do we need to apply license for our office premises as well in addition to manufacturing units?
So definitely you should take permission from the animal feed manufacturing unit itself only, for not for the offices. If the building comprises of the both feed manufacturing plant or comprise of offices, you should definitely take the license from the concerned authorities.
Yeah, from whom he is going to get the raw materials, and if the raw material supply is not having any guidelines of Animal Feed Act. So raw material supply will not having these guidelines of Animal Feed Act. How can he supply to a manufacturer or feed plant owner?
So any type of materials, because the feed manufacturers is taking raw materials from different people. This as per the government guidelines, for any feed or compound feed or pellet feed, they have given some recommendations like that, because specifically in the minimum standard protocol, if it exceeds, because you may be using different type of feed material, raw material from different farmers or different states. Even though you have to maintain all these standards are notified by the notified in the Animal Feed Act, because in this act, in this concern, this raw material may be immaterial in this context.
Okay. When the online portal will be launched?
After a few days, because government is still at to decide, because only for giving awareness program, this program is organizing, and maybe shortly within 30 days government may launch after a proper guidance given by the Honorable CM.
When can we submit our physical applications?
So that is what, sir, already told that physical applications and online application will be came into the picture after given a green signal by our Honorable CM.
Okay. Animal origin product is imported under sanitary import permit given by Government of India. Does it also require additional registration?
So that is not mentioned in this Animal Feed Act, sir. That is not mentioned.
Okay. Is there any regulations for feed additives?
So feed additives also there is some regulations, sir. They have given some permissible limits for using in the animal feed industry. I have also mentioned in the slides like aflatoxins or ochratoxins or any feed binders, or there will permissible level, they can be used in permissible levels in this animal feed manufacturing. Beyond the permission levels, it may be you will given some impose some fine or penalties. So they have given in this gazette also.
Okay. So we are having BIS license. After expiry of BIS license, what? So
it is a repetitive question, sir. Already I have given answer. Even though you are having BIS license, you should invariably endorse the license under the Animal Feed Act 20 of AP.
Yeah, what about raw material standards used in manufacturing?
So this is also have given answer, sir. For raw material also, you may be the raw material which you are using is immaterial, but you should invariably you meet the standards of this Animal Feed Act.
So this license is a mandatory for medical shops who are selling animal products?
So definitely there may be, if the complaint receives from any public that the medical shop is selling this animal feed like dog feed like that, there may be we may get the guidelines from the licensing authority or control committee, and if because the medical shop has no right to sell the animal feeds as per the they should they have only the drug license, but if they are selling the feed products, then definitely they may be impose some penalties after the quality checks or any inspections.
What is the effective date of this act?
Maybe in August, I guess, sir, but I don't say exactly.
Okay. Agricultural waste products are also have to apply.
So agricultural waste products, if the agricultural waste products are used in the preparation of feed pellets or any feed pellets or any feed products or etc. So there may be then the Animal Feed Act guidelines may be imposed to them also, because they are also considered as the raw material for the production of animal feed.
Sir, we have to pay for both licenses, that BIS and Animal Feed Act license also, or any one can be, we can go ahead.
So I guess that Animal Feed Act guidelines is sufficient enough, I guess, but If the FSSAI and Bureau of Indian Standards certification, I think they both may be needed. If already BS may be there, you should endorse the certification from the Animal Feed Act. If we have not BS, because there may be no provision for the both BS and Animal Feed. If the Animal Feed Act come completely in our state, then I think there may be no need of BS in our state.
Okay. We manufacture in our own as well as third-party manufacturing units. Sale, distribute our feed through dealers, distributors. What kind of license do we need to apply?
So you may be manufacturing for your own farm, but you are distributing. So you are coming into the category 2. So you should come into the picture of you should come under the control of Animal Feed Act, sir.
Okay, raw maize is using in the feed of cattle. That means maize powder. That then we have to apply license.
Yes, sir, definitely, sir.
Okay, when this act is going to be okay, what about vitamin supplements which are not added to feed given independently to animals?
So supplements like that calcium supplement or mineral supplement, which are already I mentioned in the respective slides of I think Farm C, I think. So the supplements which are mentioned in the Animal Feed Act 20 Gazette, they are also coming under the control of Animal Feed Act.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Kiran.
Thank you, sir.
We conclude this session, and I must be thankful to Dr. Amrendra Kumar and Dr. Simachalam, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kiran. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.